down through there.
What is that? Nice.
What you're looking at here is the one front side of the hospital.
Oh, okay, cool.
Later on tonight when we walk down this way, it'll be a little bit creepier. I know it's kind of creepy now, but it'll be creepier later too. We'll go down this way then. You'll see the hospital will be on your right side, and then up here in the trees here is where the school used to be. So they had the hospital and the school were connected together. In between where the school system and the hospital is where a playground used to be. Which the playground has a lot of like rehabilitation equipment in it, so stuff to help out people in wheelchairs and things like that. Kind of neat to see stuff you can't get to now. It's more of like a fall, winter type of deal once everything dies off.
Right.
But it's neat to see stuff like that.
Yeah, slides, monkey bars that were down towards the ground. They were about that high.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. They had a whole playground up there.
We're gonna walk up this path here. When we get up here, above here is where the tunnel system would be. So you had a tunnel system that would connect every building that was on this campus. Even when in the hospital, it was quick and easy for them to move bodies from building to the hospital and right into the morgue if they needed to. I'll explain more about where that is later when we go down that way. But even like John said too, later on, and once the fall and winter came, or even if it was raining outside, it was an easy way for them to get from building to building if the weather conditions weren't appropriate for the way it was outside.
Yeah, patients or employees too.
Yeah. Right now, the inside of this is used for the haunt, so they have all 3 floors in here with all their props and everything. Most of the equipment that's in here that they use for the haunt is actually found on the property. So you find a lot of the tables, the big light that was in the hospital, the morgue doors are in here, one of the trays from the morgue are in here, cafeteria stuff is in here, yeah. A lot of the stuff that they found on the property they reused for this attraction. So it's cool, it's kind of authentic stuff, it's not made, so it's neat to see that kind of stuff. We'll continue down this way.
Sounds like a siren.
It's an animal or something.
Library State Hospital out towards
I've
Philly.
heard of that.
They leveled that and they're building houses, like condos on top of it now.
Stupid. You're going to tear down the history guys 3 or
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. They had a tunnel system there too. They ended up imploding it, so it's still like under the houses yet, which is just crazy to think about. Like your basement wall is like right next to where the tunnel used to be.
Right.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah.
What's down there? Anything interesting? Oh yeah. Oh. That's one of the exits for the tunnel system.
Nah, seriously.
An easy way to get in and out.
Talk to us if you want to buy it.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. Matrixing. Not matrixing. It's pretty cool.
It's the entrance to one of the tunnels.
This place is creepy. I want my mommy.
You're such a wuss.
Booths were. There used to be a building that was over there too at one point that ended up tearing down for I don't know what reason, but they tore it down before this place closed, so it was whatever, I don't know what it was, but
And on the upper part of the campus, there's still some buildings up there too. But you can't even go over there.
yeah, National Guard comes chasing you.
Is that my 15 seconds of fame for tonight?
I'll pay your salary.
You weren't picking your nose, so that's a good thing.
From, you guys probably have seen the Ghost Adventures episode, whether you believe what they do or not, but this was the building that they were talking about with the curtains being pulled open.
Oh,
You see the curtains are still hanging in there in the windows. This was that shot. When they did that, this company that's here didn't have all this mess of mulch or trees or whatever they are there, but this is that building that was talked about with the curtains opening out.
What are you guys doing here? What's
This is Pennhurst. They're a mulching company.
Oh, they're just taking the foliage and...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you will get the, you get to knocking shit down.
Oh yeah. Well, the whole premise of where that started was just from this property itself. When this place was left abandoned and nobody owned it, when you were on these catwalks, you had to duck to go through here. You couldn't see from building to building. It was crazy. So they brought in this company and tore everything down, and they made money off of it because, I mean, it's, you know, it's making it right in the mold.
Win-win, right?
Yeah. Back behind this building here is where the laundry building is, which is over there. And then on this side is where the maintenance shop was. As we go down here, we're going to pass where dietary was. You'll see the rotunda in the middle. Was where pretty much like all the medication and stuff was at. Male ward on the campus. About a year, maybe 2 years ago, we had our psychic in here, and she was in the basement asking some questions, and a crowbar was actually tossed at her, physically picked up and tossed. They have it on the EVP. You can hear her ask the question, and as soon as she asks it, you can hear it hit the wall behind her. It was enough that they left, like it scared the crap out of them, and they were out. I found a couple documents and stuff from incidents that happened in here. There was one of a patient kicked one of the nurses in the back as she was walking down the steps. She had messing up her leg or her knee or something like that. And it just goes to show that, you know, that it's actually what happened. There was violent people in here.
Very violent.
And they took all these people and they shoved them into one building, and it just made everything worse. It didn't make it any better having all these violent people together. It just made it worse. So.
Or people that were acting up, and they thought, well, it would be a good idea to put them in this building to see if it would straighten them out. And
Well, sure, that makes sense.
their IQ of one kid wound up dropping from being in the building.
That was in the Suffolk Little Children video.
Yeah.
The kid was how old? 8?
8, yeah.
Yeah. So an 8-year-old
shoved
kid,
him in
because he
there.
wasn't, you know,
What 8-year-old kid
Exactly,
done
yeah.
that tough,
Yeah.
you know?
and he was shoved in here with all these older people, older males, and, you know,
Who knows what happens.
yeah, basically stuff.
I've talked to a couple workers, and I remember the one woman said that she would never walk past the front of this building because she was terrified of it. That if, and
Whatever. First thing we'll do, we're gonna head straight up to the 3rd floor to get that out of the way. It's a nice hike once you get up there. It's probably nice and warm.
You get behind me?
Well, I'm behind you, so maybe let's switch them to
This step here is a doozy.
Watch the first step, pass it back.
Watch the first step.
Watch the first step.
Pass it down. Hey, listen.
This is where this hallway here, last time we were here, was the hot spot. Really?
Yeah?
Bunch of shadows and stuff. Peeking out of doors.
out of doors, yeah.
I remember that.
Us too. So that happens, same area a lot? Good.
Alright, so this is the 3rd floor. What this basically was up here was the nurses' quarter area. They would stay in the rooms on the side here. This is where the nurse that likes to mess with people's up here also. There's 2 hot spots up here. I'll show you where they have been. And you guys have been here before, so you kind of know what they are. We'll head down this way first. As we're walking down this way on the right side, you're going to see a set of steps. Those steps, you can use them if you need to. You can. They're a little steep. So if you need to get out quickly, you can use them, but we're going to try to stick to that main stairwell that we came up on. They'll be right here, these steps.
Let's do anyway, in case you get that step shit again, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Steps if you need them.
No,
I
don't use
forgot
them.
about that.
Don't use, no, because that's what we keep it charged. Okay. That way you know.
What?
Alright, so this room back here is one of our hot spots for the nurse that likes to hang out up here. She has been said to be the kind that would be running down the hall with a syringe in her hand, waiting to state somebody that's been acting out. If you guys get her name later, or that's cool, let me know what you get, what you catch. I actually think that this was the shirt of hers at one point. The name on it kind of corresponds to what we caught in here in this area.
Did it say Ratchet? Nurse Ratchet?
Yeah, Nurse Ratchet. Yeah. This is an excellent hotspot. Same with both of these rooms here on the end. Also good spots to be in. The kind of stuff that goes on up in this area, just constant noises all night long. You'll be chasing it a lot too, whatever it is, you chase it around.
The last time we were here, we had a lot of raccoons with their babies in the walls. Is that still here?
We have gotten most of them out.
But they could, if you
But
hear
they-
something in the wall, it could
They
potentially be
could,
possible
yes,
raccoon.
yes.
Well, last time
Awesome.
they weren't even in the wall. Remember, we caught them walking up and
screen?
down the hall. Yeah. I mean, they were pretty brave last time.
We tried to get most of them out. I'm not saying that they are gone, but they caught a ton of them in here. So hopefully they're out, but if not. In the bathroom that's on this side, we've had people say that they've been catching a lot of stuff in this bathroom too. I haven't personally investigated in the bathroom, so I don't know what has been caught. But whatever it is not nice.
I know, I've heard it too.
That's my kind of hurt.
There's been
It's not nice at all, is it?
no. There's been people that have been said that they've been choked, and you know the feeling of somebody punching them, and just somebody just coming up on top of them, and things like that. We had they ended up leaving, walking out this way, and realized that he wasn't with them, and he came back, and he was just completely out of it. Like his face was all pale white, and like he was just like looked like he was, you know, not there. I ended up saying, you know, we gotta get him out of the building. The second he got out of the building, he's like, I don't know what happened. You know, he just felt like he was just not there at the time because he didn't know they left or anything like that. So
Is his last name Baggins?
no, not that guy. No, not that guy.
He didn't have a respirator on.
No, if that was his last name, he would have been possessed. They would have known his name.
Who's that guy making fun of me? I did a damn TV spot for you, and look how you treat me.
There's no attic in this building, per se? There's no attic in this building?
There's like a crawl space.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I might trip over something. That's one of it. This spot back here is what we call Pennhurst Lounge, as it was named by whoever decided to tag everything in this room. Back here, during the daytime, it's nice and bright back here, but once it gets dark, it gets really dark back here. I had a personal experience where we caught something on video here in this same exact spot. We ended up closing those doors, and I don't know if by closing those doors it ended up stirring something up and it didn't like it, but we caught something on video, so definitely something you guys can do if you want to. Definitely feel free to close those doors. You're able to get back out again. It's not like you're gonna be locked in here, so but definitely something to do if you guys feel free to do that. This floor and the floor below us that you guys have all your equipment on are completely mirrored. So
The unit back there, you get here, it's
Yeah.
actually pretty nice.
Yeah, you get out here and
A lot of these things that are on the walls up top here, there's some pictures that were over here on the side when I walked around. Stuff like this is all stuff that was here, original thing. The spots where the patients were, this was like their common room, so when they would come out, they'd be able to hang out in here. This furniture is all original furniture. It is hard as a rock now, but back in the day it was soft and it was made like this. Giant cubicles, but these are where patients work. Some of these bigger